We're back with the Bad Vibe Podcast with Dwight and Jeremy.
My name is D Wizzle.
And
this time. It's Dwight. I'm not black.
Yeah. For new listeners, they're like, oh, do they have a third?
Yeah, they're like, this is Dwight and Jeremy and D Wizzle?
Yeah.
They're like, this might get good.
Yeah. Maybe this one's funny. No.
Yeah,
But
now the size of dick ratio in the truck, it says a lot. Yeah.
a guy with a name like that raises the average dick size in this truck by a tremendous amount.
Yeah. So did you say this is episode 20?
This is episode 20.
Because you should have.
This is episode 20, and I think it was 18 when we did Podcasts in the Rain.
Yeah.
And it sounded like podcasts.
I mean, we were in the truck. It wasn't actually raining on us, but it was loud as shit.
No, that's something we'll have to do eventually. A podcast literally in the rain.
I don't know if that's going to be
Like
fun.
30 seconds in, the fucking shit short circuits. And
Yeah, we don't need that. We don't got money to be buying new equipment. There's the cop again. Okay,
cop.
what were we going to talk about?
No, what we were talking about before the podcast started, you were talking about how you don't like how you have to feel obligated to like hold doors for women and.
You know, like whenever you're walking up to a door and it's not just girls though.
Yeah.
But it's
it's definitely not.
It's like a
girls.
kind gesture, but you're like, do I really? You know, like.
It doesn't bother me to hold a door for somebody. What bothers me is like that weird thing where they're pretty close behind you, and you think they're going to continue the same speed.
Oh, when you're gonna hold the door open.
So you go in and you hold the door, and then they're going a lot slower than you thought.
So you're standing there looking like an idiot holding the door for someone that's like.
And then you reach the
like
point
20
of
yards
no return. Because once you've been holding it for so long,
Yeah,
they get closer, then you can't let it
once
close.
you're holding it at all, you can't just be like, oh, never mind, and close it.
Oh, I thought you were white.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even have to say anything, but you feel like you should if you did. But you just sit there and hold it, and those people, and then they feel obligated to walk a little faster.
Oh,
So
yeah.
You're both caught in a little stupid.
Because you've been both of those.
Yeah, because you've been the guy that someone's holding the door, not looking, they're just holding it out, and then you're going, and they're like waiting for you to get it, and they turn around and look, and you're still trying to get to it.
And you're walking as fast as you can walk. And you don't want to run because people are like, damn me, what's in this store? Must want Twinkies.
Yeah, no, they're like, yeah.
So you walk as briskly as possible without running, but you also don't want to make it look like you care.
Yeah.
So you're just like, oh, I'm just walking fast because I'm thirsty.
But it's not just open a door. It's that whole, like, when you see, like, an old lady getting some off a like, something heavy off of a shelf.
Yeah.
Or something high up she can't reach. And you're like, should I go help her? Or is she going to be like a bitch about it?
Yeah,
like, I can get it, you know?
Yeah, because sometimes old people are, not that they're bitches about it, but they're just like...
Well, they're old and they know it, and they don't want to show it. What? You can't hear anything?
No.
Well, why didn't you fucking say something?
I just now noticed.
You can say it.
Yeah, no, I just...
Is it better?
No.
Should I stop recording?
Hold on, just no, keep going. This is the... I'm picking up because I see my bars moving, but I don't have any sound. Alright, that's better.
And we're back. Again.
It's still episode 20. Let's call it 20 and a half.
Technical difficulties. I think it's because you're playing with the cord, though, kind of.
No, I don't even touch the cord.
So just don't touch cords.
Yeah.
Anyways, what were we talking about? Look at us professional people. No, old people getting stuff off of shelves and you don't want to help them.
Yeah, fuck them. Here's what I say. How badly do you need what's on the top shelf? You can't get the cheap brand?
I'm pretty sure everything that old ladies are getting, it's on a middle shelf or a bottom shelf. I mean, why are they going to put, they should know.
What are they getting, a bike? What do they have left that you can't reach?
I mean, what is she so, trying to get that she really,
Like
is that where they put, like, the dental stuff? Dentures?
Yeah. The shit that you glue your dentures in with, or...
They put that on the top shelf just because, they always got cameras on out. They're just wanting to see these old people fall.
Well, yeah.
I saw an old lady fall, actually, in Walmart the other day.
Did you kick her while she was down?
No, actually, I was the first person on the scene, sadly. I'm a big fat guy, and I don't even walk fast. And I was the first one on the scene. I think, actually, me and my wife are the first ones that even see it.
People saw it and acted like they didn't so they wouldn't have to help?
There was a lot of water on the floor. I don't know if it was leaking because it was raining.
She's so old, her blood's clear.
Dude, she slipped and landed on her knee. And she was laying there like, my knee. I landed on my knee.
What kind of old? Like 80s?
Yeah. Probably,
fuck.
maybe mid-70s.
She probably died later that day from complications of a bruise.
But, dude, she landed, she was like, oh. And me and Crystal, Crystal's like, I saw her moving, and then I didn't see her anymore. So it was that fast. But I saw her slip, so I went over there.
So she was walking forward, and one of her feet slipped backwards.
Yeah, yeah.
Her foot slipped back so that her knee she fell forward on her knee on the ground.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The way she was laying, though.
When you're 10.
The way she was laying, even after, she fell. It was just, she looked like she was in pain. A lot of pain.
Could you see her panties?
No. But, I mean, she was laying there, and I got up there, I was like, are you okay? Are you okay? You need me to call somebody, And she was like, I landed on my knee. I was like, well, don't move. I was like, just in case something's messed up bad, just don't move. And this guy came over, he's like, you need help up? And I was like, oh, she probably shouldn't be moving right now, just stay here until someone comes. So she stayed there, and then finally, every time you're in Walmart, you see those fuckers everywhere, the people that work there. But then, whenever, that happened, there was nobody. I saw one guy, he looked like he didn't speak English, and I was like, hey, can you get somebody, like a manager or something? She just slipped. So he's like, hold on. So he kind of took off jogging, and then 3 or 4 minutes later...
Wouldn't it be funny if he'd have slipped?
Dude, 3 or 4 minutes later. Seriously, it was minutes. And then somebody showed up, and then a manager showed up. And then the manager got there, and he's like, hey, we need a whatever. Hey, can someone call 911? So everybody's trying to call 911, and it just wasn't getting through. And
probably because everybody was trying to call.
Finally, a couple managers showed up, and they're all standing around. And I was like, "That's a great response time you have there." And then they're all kind of looking around, they knew it felt,
Yeah, the old bitch could have died.
Yeah, so they're probably like, "Hey, we have someone fall or whatever." And I said to someone, I was like, if she was wanting to buy a big TV, they all would have showed up quick. And they were all kind of looking around. I didn't tell you about this. I didn't fucking think about it. But yeah, I was like, if she would have wanted to buy a big TV, they would have showed up quick.
Because you were being a dick, they were like, I wish he would have fell.
Well, and they know that I work there. It's the old Walmart that I always go to.
Yeah.
But, they noticed me. They know who I am. And I say that, and I was like, fuck it,
Oh, it's funny. This is somewhat off topic. Speaking of old people falling, I'm telling the audience.
That wasn't as funny, but it was an old person falling.
Yeah, we just got back about an hour ago from a high school football game.
Oh, okay.
And
I know where this is going already.
Yeah, it's me and him go to all of them, and it's a big thing. But the point is, at the game during halftime, the bands play, the high school bands, and there was. We didn't see what happened initially, but you could see everybody kind of looking down at a certain area at the bottom of the bleachers. So,
everybody looks and something's going on.
Yeah, everybody's looking.
There's a big crowd building up at the bottom.
There's either a gunman or something happened.
Well, I think it would have been screams if there was a guy with the gun.
Yeah.
It would have been just people holding some guy. But it looked like he was falling. You saw him when he was standing up? He was shaking or something?
Yeah, it was an older guy, probably in his 80s, late 70s, and there were two younger guys helping, and they were standing on each side, and he had an arm around each of their shoulders, trying to like you'd help your friend go when his ankle hurts. And he didn't look well. I don't know.
No, well, anyways, long story short, it's already been too long.
Well, maybe. I think it's a good story.
Yeah, but we were like, what's going on? And then finally the stretcher gets there.
Yeah, they lay him on the ground because it's too hard to carry him.
The cop goes around the band that's playing on the field.
Yeah, the cop runs.
No big hurry.
There's a track around the field, and the cop runs. The ambulance is on the opposite corner to the right. He runs to the left and talks to somebody, and then instead of cutting straight across the straightest A to B to the ambulance, he goes around the band because they're still playing. Yeah. They're like, da, 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 da. So he goes around the band, gets the ambulance, they come.
Apparently it was Mexican music.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, apparently there was a mariachi band.
But yeah, anyways, ambulance get there, whatever, they pick him up. But he's like a big guy and his arm's sliding off, and it's all crazy.
His arms, they keep trying to put him up on his chest so they'll be still, and they
guts
keep
all sticking
off.
out.
Big ass gut hanging out.
But the creepy part.
Yeah, the best part of the story.
Yeah, I know I didn't want to take a 45-minute thing just to get to the end. That's why I was trying to speed it up.
As they put him on the stretcher and begin to roll him out, the band, the home band, our band, is finishing their performance, in which when they finish, they play the school's fight song. and they're walking towards us, the crowd, playing the fight song. So they're playing it towar's the
And
guy
he's at the
who's hurt.
50. Like, he's right at the 50.
50-yard line, right in the middle of the...
Right by the track. And they're just, like, getting closer and closer to him, playing louder and louder. And they're, like, putting him on a stretcher. And it's like, it was pretty funny. We were the only ones laughing in the stands.
Yeah, I was laughing so hard I had tears in my eyes.
Like, I'm sure people saw us. But then, as they're wheeling away, people start clapping.
Yeah, a big round of applause for him.
Like he did something good.
No, he didn't do anything good.
Like
and
like
he
I was
wasn't
saying,
conscious.
like I was saying, like he played a good game. People were clapping. It was really creepy.
Yeah, he didn't get hurt scoring the big touchdown.
That's just, I don't know. It's like when people used to act like they were crying during the moment of silence right after 9/11.
Yeah.
You know, people are like,
Yeah.
you know, like those
It's
firemen.
silence, bitch. You're being
So like
disrespectful.
those firemen, you know,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
come on, nobody really cares.
No,
Get the
just-
fuck over your tears.
The only people that cared were the people who knew the firemen.
And to you people out there in New York that may be listening to this, and you may have knew someone in there.
We get that you cared.
Yeah, we get that you cared.
We're in Southeast Texas. People here didn't care.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you probably knew some people that were close to it or something. I don't know.
It was a little scary if you lived in a big city, maybe, because you're like, wait.
Yeah, what if they hit one of those? Yeah.
But where we live, if Al Qaeda attacked Grenada, that would be.
They would hit the rice belts.
I mean, if they hit the most populated area at the most populated town, what's like 7, 8 people gonna die?
Yeah.
It's like, well, we hit a car that had a lot of Mexicans in it,
Yeah, that'd be your best bet. Hit a car. It'd be on the move.
and the people
You
you
know,
kill
of
aren't
course,
gonna be
that
Americans.
the plane's going like 200 miles an hour or something, and the car's going like 70. I mean, that's a moving target with a really fast moving target.
Can you imagine trying to actually? I've never flown a plane. I assume it's somewhat difficult.
Yeah.
Trying to hit a car that's moving. I bet it was kind of hard to hit the buildings.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they were like, if we miss, just clip it. You know, like, that's not going to
Or
be
just
good.
miss it. Like, they miss it. They barely missed.
They
and they just
barely
landed.
missed.
And then just land in the ocean. You know, crash in the ocean.
Well, I mean, the Hudson or whatever.
Yeah, but that guy wanted everybody to
Remember
be okay.
that guy?
Yeah, what? That guy was creepy as fuck looking.
That guy that landed on the Hudson? Yeah, it was like they took off and something happened and he landed.
I think they had just taken off,
Yeah, they just took off and like something was happening, so he just landed on the water.
On the water. He just
And everybody's like, he's a hero.
yeah, he's a hero, but a lot of pilots just land on a fucking...
There's a lot of dead air time.
I know, I was trying to get it.
Like,
A lot of I've been on a lot of planes, and the pilots land it on the runway, and it's real smooth and it's nice. That's the hero.
Yeah.
Not the guy that's like slams it into
like,
a
look
lake.
at that. He had no problems. Yeah, it's not like Superman ends up killing half the people, but half of them he saved. He's a hero. No, Superman saves them all.
Yeah, exactly.
People, plane crashes, it's going down. He saves everybody on the plane before it even hits the ground. Or catches the fucking
yeah,
plane.
he saves the
and
plane
sets
itself.
It down. He sets it down to where it has minor damages.
And
all they gotta do is repair the fucking like nut that came out the wing anyways.
And he probably fixes that too, because
Yeah,
that's the kind of guy he is.
Yeah, he's gonna fix it. That's a hero. Some guy that fucking crashes a plane. I mean,
He did bad at his
yeah, I
job.
know. He's like, and we're about to make our final approach already. Right?
I wonder what he
hits
said
water.
on the mic. He's like,
Smoke them if you got them.
No, he's like, folks, roll your pants legs up. We're putting this one down in water.
Oh,
I bet people were flipping the fuck out because I've never been on a plane that had even bad turbulence.
Yeah.
The first plane ride I went on, we had a little turbulence, and I asked the person next to me. I wasn't scared or anything, but I was like, "Is this like normal or is this bad?" And she's like, "Oh, this is almost nothing." And she's like, "I've been on it when it's horrible." So I want to be on it because I want to see people lose their shit.
Yeah.
I want to see people just screaming and clawing
in the back, and like the things come down, and people are gripping their.
I want to see the pilot in there just slugging whiskey and doing fucking Hail Marys.
The lights flashing, and like the little stewardess people or whatever.
I want to see stewardess
Flight
breaking
attendants.
bottles and trying to cut their wrists with the sharp edges.
They're trying to jump out. No, I don't want that to happen, but I mean, it would. I mean,
It'd be cool to see a tape of that. It's like, we found this in the black box, they had a camera rolling.
yeah.
And you see, like, passengers, like, there's always that one passenger that's calm, and he's like, oh, everything's okay. Then he loses his shit, he's like, fuck it, no, it's not.
And then, like, the pilot's like, I'm just fucking with y'all, right? And he gets up to a smoother spot. He was just fucking with people.
I think that would...
They're like, well, we did just have a flight attendant cut her wrist. He's like, it was a game. She clearly wasn't in on it.
People were murdering their babies, like bashing them in the head with their boots.
Just so they would end up drowning in the ocean.
Just because they didn't want them to like have a fiery death.
Dude, remember on Castaway? We were the only ones that laughed about it. The plane goes down, everyone's dead, and he's in his little raft, water's all going crazy, and he gets that tiny little, what's it called?
The fucking oar?
Yeah, the little oar. The tiny little, he looks at it, and the look on his face, and then he throws it to the side, because it's useless. And those waves, that little tiny, I mean, there's nothing to do with that.
He thought it was useless, but he could have kept it. It would have been nice on the island.
That's just ridiculous.
He could have knocked the shit out of some animal that attacked him. He could have used it for firewood at the very
He
least.
kept it.
Oh, he did have it?
Yeah, he just threw it in the boat.
No, but did they ever show him have it later?
I think he had it later on. He just put a stick with it, I think.
Like beating the shit out of a coconut?
Yeah, maybe. That's a pretty good movie. It still holds up, too.
Yeah, when you watch it now, it looks a little weird because it takes place in like 95 at the beginning.
It takes place in 95, and it's from, like, it came out in like 03 or something.
Something.
But anyways, I mean, it's a pretty good movie, though.
I like it a lot.
I mean, you still know that, you know, what's going to happen, but...
It was better when you didn't. I mean, you kind of knew he'd probably live, but...
Yeah.
You know, it's obviously better when you didn't know, but I love any of those kind of movies where somebody's lost or stranded.
Yeah. Well, there's that new one that's, like, we were looking at the other day. Matt Damon's going to be in it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Where they're on Mars. Someone gets stranded on Mars.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, that's...
I like space movies, too, and other planet movies. Other planet movies. I've never seen any of the other planets movies.
They're probably way better.
They're probably way better.
What if they're all shit? What if they're all shit?
Maybe not, though, because if they haven't came and seen us, then they might be, like, not as educated.
Or...
It's just like some planet full of, like, monkeys.
Or just a planet full of...
Pretty much this one, right?
Say, like, the dumber people you know, like the 10 dumbest people you know, say that's average. I know
some idiots.
That's top. That's like the smartest of another planet.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Like the smartest guy.
Like on Idiocracy.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, those people wouldn't have good movies. I mean, like, Ouch My Balls or whatever. Yeah, they wouldn't be able to have a good... That movie still holds up, too. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, that movie, you'd never hear about
Except that black dude, the one that's the president. Macho, or whatever his name is.
President...
Camacho?
Camacho.
That dude, I don't like that dude.
Nah, he's kind of annoying.
He's like on The Longest Yard or whatever.
Even in that, it could have been better with somebody else.
Yeah, he's just a little over the top.
But that movie, it feels like... It seemed a little racist. Did you notice how most people had Hispanic names?
Yeah. Well, they all looked Hispanic. Because they showed, like... You know, because, I mean, it's going towards that. Everybody's being light, dark skin, you know? Light, dark skin.
Well, yeah, because...
Like a caramel color, you know?
Because there's a lot of white people, and anytime they fuck somebody that's not white, their kid comes out a little darker.
Yeah, like my son. My wife's Mexican,
but he's basically white.
He's basically white, yeah, but he has a little tan, like we said before. That whenever you get him next to another white kid.
Yeah, you get him next to a true, like, Aryan brother, he looks a little dark, but he has he has that little complexion that's just noticeable. But
yeah,
he's got enough Irish in him to fight off the dark, so it's like they don't quite meet in the middle.
Yeah,
he's more light than dark.
Yeah, he's 3/8 Mexican, so I don't know how much Irish. Probably about half.
Well, yeah.
Probably close, right? Somehow.
I'm pretty sure that you're probably Irish on your dad's side too, even though we don't know.
I don't think people care about how Irish I am.
I'm sure somebody's on the edge of their seat like, how Irish is he?
They're like, come on, tell me more. Tell me more.
Yeah.
Don't sing it this time. Sing it.
I've sang on a couple of podcasts, and I'm pretty sure that if this gets out, I'm probably going to get a fucking record deal.
Yeah, probably a record deal that we're like, please don't ever sing. We're going to give you $1 million to never sing again.
Yeah,
Dude, did you see, alright, I know you don't watch America's Got Talent.
I never
Dude,
will.
America's Got Talent. They're like, hey, who's going to win $1 million? Finally, it wasn't a fucking singer. But,
I honestly thought you were fixing to say something racist.
No.
You're like, finally it wasn't a fucking, and I was like, oh god.
Yeah, if you would have, like, took out the first part of that, of singer, it would have sounded, finally it wasn't a fucking singer. Anyways, it was the magician dude or whatever. If you're listening to this and you didn't watch it and you're like waiting, well, you should have fucking watched it.
Yeah, fuck you. It was a magician.
Anyways, it shows it on the previews, like as it's going to the next scene, that it shows, you know, the winner of this competition wins $1 million stretched out over 20 or 40 years. 40 years. $1 million is $25,000 a year.
Ugh.
I mean, That's good.
No, it's good. But
You still have to get a job and you'd be living pretty good.
It's probably better to get that, right?
Yeah, but 40 years?
Yeah.
I mean, you're like, I'm not going to be alive in 40 years.
Oh, I won't either.
I'd be like, fuck, I'm probably only going to see like...
I'll be 71.
I'm like, fuck, I'm probably only going to see like 100,000 of that. They're like, holy shit, this guy really doesn't think he's going to live long.
If you're lucky, 100,000.
I think it is 40 years. It doesn't seem like 25,000. But yeah, I guess
seems like that. Yeah, but that isn't bad though, because if they gave you $1 million right away, you buy like 8 Bentleys and a mansion.
Yeah, and then you're like,
not even a mansion.
Right now, you're
a decent mansion's $1 million.
Now you're gonna get like a Ford Focus. You know, you're gonna get a tan Ford Focus where you have to roll up the windows.
Have you ever seen a tan car? I wish I had that.
No radio. Oh, yeah, no. Every once in a while, you'll see somebody with like a tan truck or something with big, huge rims on it. You're like, really? I would think a paint job was the first step, buddy.
Yeah, the tan, I just don't...
You know, they're all like, look at this. I don't...
We had a tan car.
There's not many tan cars out now, though. Yeah, I know. We painted it.
Yeah, we painted it black with a white racing stripe.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
It was fairly professional-looking paint job.
Yeah, it was decent. I mean, all done in a couple hours during the rain. And
it was spray paint. Not like spray cans.
We finished it like at 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
I started sanding it down at like 12:30.
Yeah,
and then
like that.
And we finished. Yeah, damn, that's fucking crazy.
So if you want your car, so if you want your car repainted, bring it to Ganado, and bring about $20 or so for spray paint, and we'll do it.
And $4,000 to pay me for it later, because that shit was fucking hard to do. You had to sand every piece, and we still didn't. I was like, I'm tired of bending over.
Not only the sanding didn't suck, the spray painting sucked.
Yeah,
your finger would hurt like a bitch after a while.
I was thinking like, you try to put something.
I was looking
piece
forward
of cardboard or something on it.
I was like, oh, when we paint, it's gonna be a relief. Then I was like, fuck, painting's almost as bad.
Switch hands, and it's still just.
You switch hands, then you switch to using your thumb.
Yeah, but you switch hands, and then you're spraying too hard, or you're not doing the good, So you pretty much got to use your pointer finger and your right hand just to get a good even, Even then, we weren't doing it right. Those parts I was going up and down. I didn't care. I didn't care, dude.
There's parts you could tell where we fucked up.
Yeah, I know.
I figured
we had a guy that helped us right at the end. He's like, nah, man, you got to do it this way. The door that he did was amazing. Mm-hmm. It looked professional.
If the whole car looked like that, it would have looked great.
The bad thing about how we did it, we just painted it flat.
Yeah.
And... which means you can just always touch it up. But, as a couple of months went by, it started looking gray.
Oh, yeah, it got,
faded. It wasn't good.
It was a badass car. I drove that car.
It was a Cavalier.
Yeah, it was a Chevy Cavalier.
2003.
I drove it after we had the paint job for a long time. Well, a really bad hailstorm came through our town.
They didn't get that, did it? Oh, afterwards. Oh, yeah, but before that, it had dents all over it.
Yeah, it was covered in dents.
That's why we sanded it down. They're like, hey, these idiots fucking sand. No, you should have seen it.
It looked pretty bad.
I mean, it was shiny, because it was shiny brown, tan or whatever. And then it just had a dent on the right side, then a dent on the left. He had a deer. There's all kinds of shit wrong with it.
Yeah, it was all fucked up. So...
there was seriously probably about 6 different, dents.
6 big ones.
That was a real bad one on the left. But I don't know why that guy, why didn't you ever get it really fixed? Remember that guy went and did it and he just put, plaster in it or whatever?
I didn't get it really fixed because I fucked over the dude that hit me. A guy backed into me and he didn't want to go through insurance. So he's like, find out how much it costs and that's what I'll give you. So I got a friend of mine that did body work and he's like, oh, I can do it for $300. So I told the guy $500.
Yeah.
I got the $500, paid my friend $300. And he did a shitty quick job.
What you should have done was just take it to a place and say, fuck, that.
But I didn't really care.
Yeah, but remember how when it started peeling? It looked good. When he was done with it, it looked good.
Yeah.
And then the stuff started peeling, and that stuff started breaking off, and it started looking like shit. So one day I just knocked the rest of it off. Yeah. And then you see this ugly dent. It's not even like a regular dent. It looked like you tried to hammer it back out, and it didn't work.
Yeah, that car at the time before it was painted...
It looked like... whenever you squish one of those water bottles, how it's all crushed.
Those little Nestle waters.
It just looked like, or a can when you crush it. It just looked like that.
Yeah, it wasn't good. But then
somebody listening to this is thinking of those things.
Yeah. Then it got totaled in a hailstorm, and it was the worst hailstorm I've ever seen. It totaled every car in our town, basically.
Definitely at where we lived.
Yeah,
there was 80.
Our side of town.
There was 80 cars at the apartments we lived in that were all totaled.
Yeah.
Out of 100.
Yeah, it was nothing but one big dent, basically. The front windshield was completely busted. It didn't fall in all the way, but if you touched it, you could push it out with one finger.
Yeah, it was crazy.
All the mirrors, the side mirrors got sheared off.
And what's crazy is the 81 Chevy I own, the glass was broke.
It took
right?
like a shit.
Was the glass broke?
It was broke, but not even that bad.
I think it was just shattering the windshield. The sides were good and the back was good. And like the dent, there wasn't even really that dent. Every once in a while, you feel like a little knot, maybe a big one hit.
Yeah, you could kind of feel it with your hand, but that truck looked as good after the hailstorm as it did before.
We haven't said for a while that we're brought to you by the neighbor's Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we still are.
We still are. After this is done, the next day I will go in, get on my computer, and type in John Wayne, get the neighbor's Wi-Fi.
Remember when we used to tell people if they're ever in Grenada?
Yeah, if you're in Grenada and you come here, don't come to Grenada for the free Wi-Fi. It sucks anyways.
Yeah, shit. Wi-Fi.
I mean, it's like 2 out of 5 bars or whatever.
You know the neighbors, if they ever listen to this, they're like, it's better than what you have. Nothing.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, fuck you.
We got yours, buddy. That's exactly what we're doing.
When I finally get moved into my fucking house and we get our new studio, we'll have Wi-Fi and everything like that.
Yeah, we'll have something good. But even then, I'll have to be there to upload it, so that would still suck.
Yeah.
But maybe eventually we can do some live streaming.
It's funny how you don't even consider the fact that I could upload it.
I don't.
You just know that
What's sad is I'm the tech guy, and I still, there's probably ways I could do it that's way easier and more time efficient, and I know you just couldn't do it.
They're probably like... The listeners, they probably think like the way we picked the tech guy was like we played Pac-Man and you won. So you're the tech guy.
Like it's kind of, I mean, it's not just that I don't think you could do it. It's that I know you probably wouldn't do it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
You would be like, fuck this.
I get home from work.
I'm gonna go watch TV.
Watch a little TV.
I watch TV while I'm doing it. It's just a couple clicks and then it's uploading, so it's not that long.
Yeah. So anyway, neighbor's Wi-Fi. That's. I'm hoping that one day we have a real sponsor.
I doubt that, dude. I mean, if anybody out there wants to sponsor us, even if they send us like $1, not even that. If you just want us to promote your shit,
Yeah. You don't have to give us anything.
You don't have to give us anything.
But if you do want to give us things, the only real cost we have besides incidentals like paying for our phone service or anything like that is the bandwidth thing. What is that, like $24 a month?
Yeah, it's not bad.
So if anybody wants to send us $24 a month, and if you own a business, we'll promote the shit out of it, or if you have
your own podcast, or you're doing comedy or something, we'll every time we get on, first and at the end.
Yeah, oh yeah, every time. It'll be something I'll write down to make sure.
And we usually do 2 a week. I mean, sometimes it's 2, and then it might be 2 weeks, but sometimes we do 3 or 4. So
yeah, we usually do one every Friday night, and when we call it one, but we do 2, and they're basically kind of tied together, but not really.
Yeah, usually the first one just gets us rolling.
Yeah, usually if you'll notice, when we upload 2, the second one will be better.
Yeah, this one, alright, if you're listening to episode 20, which is this one, you'll think this one sucks after you listen to 21.
Yeah, they're like, we think it sucks now.
And I would agree, right? They're not even going to know that because they've already turned it off. Right? They're like, fuck this, I'm going to 21.
They're like,
and then they hear this, they're like, damn, 20 must have sucked. Glad I didn't listen to it.
But I always...
And if you're still listening to this now, thank you.
Yeah, really. I like to think that because most podcasts that people listen to are people who are famous doing them.
Yeah.
And
they never give the little guy
I can
credit,
guarantee, Joe Rogan is grateful that people listen to it and things like that, but he honestly doesn't care. He has 5 million listeners. If you do or don't, he don't care. We don't have 5 million listeners. Yeah. So if you're listening to us and you give us feedback, that's awesome, and you're considered our friend.
Of course, he has 500 episodes or more, right? Well, how many does he have now?
I don't know if he's hit 500 yet, but he's probably pretty close.
We need to try to get him as a guest.
Yeah, if you keep listening, coming soon, we're going to have Rogan as a...
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Not Joe Rogan, maybe James Rogan from down the street.
If we had Rogan on and he's sitting in the middle in the truck.
Or even if it was just over the phone, he's like, are you guys serious?
Yeah.
He's like...
We're like,
the neighbor's Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Sorry, Joe, we're not millionaires. Yeah. We don't tell We don't get to tell jokes and get paid for it and make people eat fucking shit. And can you imagine, like, he's mainly rich because he did Fear Factor.
Mm-hmm.
How fucking weird is Fear Factor? Like, I watch it and enjoy it, but when you break it down, you're like, these people are really doing this shit? Like, this stunt always looks fun. Like, drive this car off the edge of a cliff and they get yanked out of it by a cord. That'd be fun. But then they're like, put these maggots in your mouth and gargle them and then spit them into your wife's mouth. And then you're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Who's, like, people sign up for that.
What's crazy is if you see his older episodes, god damn, he looked young.
Like, young. Looks like he's like 18.
Like, really young. Yeah. And like,
he's probably, what, like 30?
And that was even after the time that he was into...
News radio?
No, I mean like the martial arts thing.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That was a long... Yeah. But then when you see the newer ones that came out in 2011, you're like, god damn, he looks like in shape. He looks like...
He looks
like
cool.
He looks cooler.
Yeah, he does. On the old ones, he kind of looks like a douchebag.
Yeah, no.
He looks like the kind of guy
when you see the new ones, you're like, holy shit. And it's like, you'd seen him in more, and like, you know him.
And you know him as what he looked like in 2006.
I just wish like he could do it now, you know?
Yeah.
Again. And they'll probably bring it back another day.
Well, he said on his podcast before, he's like, I wouldn't do it. And then Brian's like, you said that last time.
Yeah.
So if they came back, they're like, all right, Joe, we'll give you $1 million an episode to make people eat dicks. He's like, I mean, he can't say no. His wife wouldn't let him say no.
You think he'd tell them to eat a dick?
Yeah,
right. Yeah. He's like, you eat a dick.
And then they're like, okay.
They're like,
give him $1 million.
Yeah. He's like, see, look at that. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I talk people into eating dicks and root them on while they're doing it.
Yeah. That's the weirdest part about his job.
Yeah, and then he sends them packing for a long way.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Then he's like, all right, man, sorry, you didn't make it. Well, whatever.
Apparently fear was a factor for you. Well, that's not what he said.
He's like, what does he say?
Fuck.
Fear is definitely, no.
No.
Because they say fear is not a factor for you.
If you make it, yeah.
Yeah, at the end he's like, you gotta go home, whatever. But I don't remember how to do it.
But they're always out in the middle of nowhere, and these people just walk off into the distance.
And they're like, all right, and then plays some weird thing, and it kind of pans back.
Yeah,
and it shows them real far away, and no end in sight.
No.
There's like mountains, and he's walking towards them. You know, or there's like an ocean, and he's walking towards. You're like, what the fuck is he gonna do? Swim?
And it tells where the people are from sometimes. So it's like, this guy's from Nebraska, and they film in L.A.
Yeah.
Them motherfuckers got a long way to walk.
Yeah, I mean, they're sitting there, and you can see like Hollywood sign in the back, and he's like walking. You're like, what the fuck? Is he going against the bus?
Some people might be like, well, he's gonna get a cab. No,
but when they're like
he's
the
in
desert,
spandex shorts and a fucking t-shirt. He don't got a wallet.
When they're walking off in like there's some chick in a bikini walking out in the fucking desert, and he's like, all right, see ya.
You ever notice how when a chick, like, it's a swimming one, and she has to take her shirt off, and it always zooms in on her tits?
Yeah, no, it goes like in slow motion.
It's like,
right? And he's staring.
Oh yeah, you catch Rogan looking.
And he's like, all right, you ready? You ready? And he looks high as shit.
Oh yeah.
So then he's like, hey, you ready? You ready? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good.
I wonder how many of them.
The show is really exciting.
I love the show.
From 2001, whenever it started or whatever, all the way through to 2000, like
I get that.
When was it? 2005 or something?
I think it came back in 06 and went for a season.
So 06 was the last one, and then 2011 he did.
Oh yeah, 06 was the end, and then he came back in 11.
Yeah.
For a year. Yeah, I had that all fucked up.
Yeah, you're like, he came back in 06. I'm like, god damn, you're living.
How many? He did a lot of years of it though.
Yeah, 2000 or 2001 was at first.
And I mean a lot of years. I mean, he did a lot of episodes.
A lot of years.
Yeah, I'm not a good talker. I'm not a good talker. I mean, what are you gonna do?
You're not a good talker, but you have a podcast.
Yeah.
It's not good.
That'd be like Justin Timberlake if he wasn't a good singer. They're like, then why are you you don't gotta be good.
But he is a good singer. I don't think of him as a singer, though. I know he was fucking NSYNC. That's gay.
But I don't know any of his music. I know he's like popular as a singer.
The other four guys were, right? And then he fucked them by going off and having his single.
Yeah, because the other guys would have wanted NSYNC forever.
Yeah, but he's like, I can make way more money than me and my fucking blonde curly hair.
Yeah,
and then eventually, he's actually like a pretty good actor, though. I mean, he doesn't act good. But I mean, the movies that he's in, it's enjoyable. The ones he's in, you know.
He's not bad. He's not a bad actor.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not a great.
I think he'd get a lot better.
He's not Daniel Day-Lewis.
I was gonna say Daniel. Yeah, because that is like what you would think.
That's the best actor around now.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't care what anybody says.
There's some movies that he's kind of like on the side of now, like that 9 or whatever, and he was the director of this Broadway girl. I don't know.
Oh, that sounds.
I started watching it. I was like, this is stupid. There's a couple that he's been in that I didn't really like, but I mean, There Will Be Blood. God damn.
If you watch Gangs of New York,
oh
and
my
you come
gosh.
away saying Daniel Day-Lewis wasn't the greatest ever, you are a fucking idiot.
You watch that and you're like, okay, yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio's in it. That's good.
Yeah.
And that one blonde chick, everyone fucking, you know.
She's like 90 now and still pretty hot.
Yeah, but I don't like her. I don't know why.
Because she's hot?
I don't know. It's just her, a Charlie's Angel. That's still. I don't know. She's just not.
Who were the other Charlie's Angels? Drew Barrymore?
Drew Barrymore and that one, Lucy Liu.
That Chinese girl?
Yeah. Anyways, they're just. Drew Barrymore. That's even worse.
What is? Why?
Her with her weird jaw.
Yeah.
You know?
She always looks like she's having a fucking stroke.
Did she have some kind of problem though? She has some kind of problem on her.
I don't know. She's
one of her
fucking
sides,
weird
I
looking.
think. But I mean, like.
Did she look strokey in E.T.?
I don't know. I doubt it. That was a long time ago. She's always looked the same though.
You know, E.T. came out when I was born.
Really?
Right? I'm pretty sure it did.
83.
Pretty sure it came out in 83. I've seen it like once. I saw it when I was a little kid.
That means she'd be probably about 4 years older than you, right? Wasn't she like 4 in that?
I think she might have been a little older than that.
I wasn't watching. We're going to have to end this one pretty soon. I don't want to end it with E.T. I don't even like E.T. Everybody's like, oh, it's a classic. Yeah, I fucking hate that movie.
E.T. phones home. E.T. phone home. Well, no, you want to call home.
You know, for a long time, I'm sure I watched it as a little kid.
I know I did.
But when I was like 8, 9, 10, we didn't watch it. It's like mom didn't watch it, I guess. So like 12, 13, didn't watch it. 14, 15, through high school, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it until a couple years ago. Like, it was probably like 2008,
you probably would have enjoyed it more if you'd have watched it when you were
I know. When I watched it, I was like, that sucked.
The alien, he gets on his bike.
I mean, like, it was so much of a build-up because everyone said it's so good. When I finally like watched it, and the aliens just none of it was good.
No, it's not good at all.
I mean, it was bad acting, bad like everything. It was just a low-budget movie that just got overhyped.
It wasn't low budget.
No, but it looks like because now when I watch it,
if you watch it
looks
now,
like a low-budget movie. So it wasn't good. It's like if you watch if you were just now to watch the old Ninja Turtles, you're like, oh my gosh. You know,
I don't know. I watched the old Ninja Turtles about probably 6 years ago, and I loved it when I was a kid.
We got them on DVR.
And when I watched it when I was in like my mid-20s, I was like, oh, I get it.
Yeah, but see, you still remember. So it's like if you play Super Mario 3 now. You know, you've played it before, so it's all cool. But some kid right now that's been used to all like fucking PlayStation 4,
Assassin's Creed,
you know, playing like that kind of shit, and like Grand Theft Auto and Madden now and stuff, goes and plays Super Mario 3, he's gonna be like, ugh.
Unless he's playing it for
why does this button not make him jump? You know, they're like, why is there only 5 buttons?
Why do I have to put a book on top of the system to make it play?
They're like, one of the buttons is start, and the other one is go to player 2.
Isn't it weird that that's all that button does?
Well, it pauses it, but I mean...
No, but I mean, that button doesn't have a function in the game as far as like...
Yeah, it's just A, B, and the...
Yeah.
What's it called? The pad, or whatever?
The pad, yeah. Up, down, left, right.
BA star. It's up, down, left, right, BA star.
I saw... There was an episode of The Simpsons?
I was like, you stopped in the middle of it.
I think it was The Simpsons where
they could have did that and just stopped completely, and people would have thought it.
And then end the fucking...
Yeah.
Anyway.
We're going to have to end it anyway, so make this quick.
Oh, no, there was an episode of The Simpsons, I think it was, and it might have been the Peter Griffin thing, but they're on a spaceship and something's malfunctioning. Yeah, it's Peter Griffin, and he's like, they're like, we tried this, we tried that, nothing works, and he's like, did you try up, down, left, right, BA start? And they're like, they're looking at him like he's dumb, they're like, well, we'll try it.
Yeah.
I just thought that reference is so understood.
Yeah.
That it can be on a show and the joke goes through.
Anyways.
That being said,
Yeah, this has been the end of episode 20. We're right at 39 minutes right now. Episode 20, yeah. Episode 21 will be next. If you know how to count, you would have already known that.
Yeah.
So this is it. Peace out.
Yeah, way out.
Tear it